Welcome, Loveline, with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Would you sleep with sick women?
I may be pregnant, but I'm still a man.
Spank the unruly ones.
It's indecent, it's vulgar, it's blasphemous.
I'm gonna ride you till you can't stand up.
Come on, let's go down.
All right, keep your shirt on.
Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yes, it is us. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is the good doctor. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Tonight, our guest is the love that the two hosts find between them. Sugar Ray will be in tomorrow night. Now I'm seeing question marks by Sugar Ray's name. Maybe, maybe not.
Right.
We saw him last night. Or was it the night before? No, it was last night.
Yeah.
Yes, at the fabulous KOME, Camp KOME in San Jose. And Insane Clown Posse, who we haven't seen in a while. Is something going on with your mic or headphones?
It is.
Beautiful.
Here we go.
I've done enough material on Westwood, too. I'm done. I'm waiting. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look up. I swear to God, there's going to be a bucket of goat urine or an anvil or something. Do they have no pride at all here at Westwood One, Engineer Mike, or do they not hear my tirades, or what is it? What?
You keep picking up your microphone.
No, it was not that. It was not that. It was something else. Because our headphones did.
No, I wasn't touching anything.
Both headphones did weird things simultaneously.
Mike is a genius, by the way, when he rushes to the defense of Westwood One, because when I say, remember when they were just blowing hickory smoke into the studio, and it would be about 115 degrees in here?
Yes.
And I'd say to Mike during the commercials, Jesus Christ, how are we supposed to work in here? It's 115 degrees. I'm sweating in front of the guests. It's humiliating. He'd say, well, you guys got the lights turned on in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we know in all businesses throughout the Southland, they have the lights turned off during the day. Otherwise, I mean, no guarantees. Any professional HVAC man will tell you that, Drew. Sure, it's going to work, but
not with the lights
no
on.
guarantees if you want to work by light. So
I'm just trying to protect my stock price.
And here's so when we get some feedback, Mike goes, "Well, you keep touching the microphone."
Oh.
All right. Yeah, Drew slammed the door pretty hard earlier, so some of the tubes may have shooken loose, Mike. That could be your next excuse. All right, where the hell were we? Producer Ann is out doing her thing tonight. Yes, the Insane Clown Posse will be in here on Tuesday, and Fiona Apple, who we got to see last night as well.
Although her manager gave me a little kind of question mark, too, I got to tell you.
Oh, really?
I think we'll be seeing you on Thursday. I thought, well, I thought we'll be seeing you on Thursday.
And Fiona gave me the, hey, this is the first I've heard of it.
Oh, is that right?
Actually, it was the second she'd heard of it because she said she heard it the night before.
She was delightful to my kids, though, so she got big marks for that.
Yes, we brought Fiona out on stage in San Jose at the, what's that place called? The Shoreline Amphitheater.
Yeah.
And big crowd. They loved the hell out of Fiona. And we're standing backstage with her. And she was wearing this sort of midriff shirt, and she had these stars stuck to her belly. Little stars, like you'd get stuck to your paper if you did a good job in school.
No, but they were hanging off a wire that she had, like sort of like a Christmas tree or wrap.
Right.
Yeah.
And she pulled one off and gave it to young Paulina, one of Drew's 3 triplets, and Paulina ate it.
And took a picture with her.
But it meant a lot to her.
And now she's, oh, Fiona, I want to play the piano, Fiona.
Hey, that's my line. Then when we went out on stage to bring out Fiona, we brought the triplets with us in front of 20,000 people. And they just stood there, and I introduced them as Hanson. And the crowd started booing, and I think the kids were traumatized. That's going to be another 6 months of therapy.
All right.
And then when we tried to leave, Jordan wouldn't get off stage.
Douglas.
Oh, it was Douglas?
Douglas is stuck there.
We had to get that hook they use at night at the Apollo.
Yes.
Oh, boy. A ham, just like, look at it. Boy, nature or nurture.
So funny.
He must get that ham from Susan's side of the family because I can barely get you to talk into a microphone, and he won't leave the stage.
Yep.
All right, so a little quick business. We had a great time in San Jose last weekend, or yesterday, I should say. And a couple of things to attend to. First, I didn't know I had one, but there's an Adam Carolla fan club.
No. Oh, yeah. We met those girls. Right.
3 of them.
I quickly dismissed that from my memory bank.
Did you see those shirts they had?
Yes.
Mahalo and
Yes.
Rakakulus, and the treasurer was there, the vice president, and the president. But those were the only people.
That's the entire club.
As a matter of fact, I don't even know if that's a fan club because there's no fans. There's just there's employees.
Just a club.
There's just people on my payroll. So I told them I wanted to double the number by that time next year and give me 6 in the Adam Carolla fan club. Also, I want to address something real fast that was on Rolling Stone magazine did a article on Love Phones, which is basically a ripoff of this show and is working on some of the markets that we're not in. And there's one line in this thing. So they do an interview with the general phenomenon of love advice and all that. I, by the way, get lumped in as the sidekick.
Again?
Yeah, there's a line in here. I'll find it in a second. But one of the things I would like to clear up is, let's see. Here's the line. All 3 shows are wildly popular. I don't know what the other show is, by the way. Maybe they mean MTV's Loveline and the radio. I don't know. The problem is each is so defensive when the other's mentioned that Loveline, or Lovelines, as they would say, 2 words, declined to be interviewed side by side with Love Phones. Totally untrue.
Did they contact you?
Absolutely not.
Ann?
No. They didn't contact anybody.
Right.
How do you decline something that way?
Right.
Oh, and let me tell you something about things you read. And this, by the way, is why I never read. Let this be a lesson to the young kids that are growing up thinking about reading. It's all misinformation.
So is the
Please.
TV, though.
My name is misspelt in every article I've read it in. The information is always screwed up. The dates are screwed up. And some of them are just out-and-out lies. Like, so you would read this and you'd go, well, Rolling Stone tried to, they contacted Loveline, but those pussies didn't want to interview. Absolutely not. This is the first we heard of it. Nobody contacted anybody from Loveline, and it's ridiculous. And if there's somebody from Rolling Stone that wants to come on and talk about this, we'd be more than glad to speak to them about it. The only thing I could think of is that they contacted somebody over in the TV department, and they didn't get back to them or something like that.
Could be.
Could be. But nobody contacted me and or Drew or producer Ann from the Loveline radio show. And I'll find the sidekick part as I get to it.
All right.
All right, so you ready to go?
Let's go.
All right, you talk to him, and I'll find the sidekick line.
All right.
Deanna.
Hi.
Hey.
Or Dina.
Deanna?
All right.
Oh,
Hold on a second. Drew and I got 10 minutes to do here on names. Jeez, I should have written down some of those, Drew. I swear to God.
All right, well, tell them what we're talking about here.
Drew and I, yesterday, at Camp KOME, they had a tent set up for us, and it was great. There was a ton of people that came out. We signed autographs for many an hour, and signed hundreds over the course of the day. And everybody, obviously, when you sign your little autograph picture, tells you their name. And then they tell you how to spell their name. Stacy, Stassee.
Yes.
No, that is...
Amy, Aimee.
Right.
Right.
Now, here's the message.
Karen, Bill. I mean, it got that bizarre.
Right. And we're just sitting there dumbfounded because, you got a line that is going around the block and you're trying to power through these things. So, obviously, when someone says their name is Susan or a guy's name is Brad...
That could be an Soosin, Susan.
Right.
Really? Incredible.
When a guy says his name is Joe, you just start writing Joe.
Yes.
Joe, except for it's Jow. And the guy's pissed off now.
Yes. Everybody has a thing about it.
All right, here's my whole thing with everybody in these names. Get over it. Screw you. Screw you. Listen, names should be like words.
Yeah.
Stop is S-T-O-P. That's it. That's stop. That's it.
Right.
That's it. My sister tried to do this crap.
Really?
Now, my sister's name is Lauren. Lauren. About 22, 23.
I think I saw 14 spellings of that yesterday.
She decided to go with Lauryn.
Right.
I said, hold on, sis. I'll have none of this nonsense. It's Lauren. That's that. Just because you decided you needed to buy a vowel or a consonant at some point in your life to verify there's something in you that's missing.
But
let's not screw everyone else with the name.
But I think the parents did this mostly.
I think half the kids are screwing with their own names, and half of it is drugged out parents.
Oh, it really is shocking.
Listen, there's one spelling for every name. That's it. Lisa is spelled Lisa. Sherry is Sherry. Adam is Adam. And Drew is Drew. That's it. It's not open for interpretation. Let's just decide on it and stick to one. This is the only way we can get along. Society's going to crumble otherwise. It really were. I mean, imagine if people just took everyday words and spelled them. This is like Ebonics brought to people. It's personalized Ebonics. I'll have none of it. I don't know how many offended people I told, listen, no. Lisa is L-I-S-A. That's it. There's no Y in there. There just isn't. Tough. You don't want the autograph? Go home. All right. So that's it. There's one spelling. New policy here on Loveline if we sign anything. And another thing. My last name is C-A-R. C-A-R. Hold on. Drew.
I got it.
Carolla, not C-O-R. Everybody spells it C-O-R because they're thinking about the car or they're off on their own planet. I don't know what they're doing, but I've been screwed by this so many times now, and I never cared. Hell, people would call me Alan or Andy. I wouldn't care.
Nobody ever bothered with your last name.
No one bothered with my last name before, but when they did, it was on a parking ticket or something.
Right, no one ever asked for you.
Right, but now we're traveling around, and I'm getting checked into hotels as C-O-R, and people are trying to find me at C-A-R, and they're saying he's not listed. There's nobody here by that name. I lost my briefcase in New York. They tried to return it to that dump, the Lowe's. They wouldn't take it. They sent the guy back because they couldn't find the name in the hotel register. It's a disaster. It's C-A-R. That's it. Please. Jesus Christ, I read articles where it's C-A-R in one part of the article, and then it goes to C-O-R.
Oh.
And like I said, I really don't care unless it has some sort of tangible effect, but now it does.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get screwed over by stuff, especially idiots at hotels. All right. Well, where was I?
Let's go. Line 6.
The name. That's right.
Sorry, Deanna. Or Dina.
Or Dina.
Okay, well, you can call me whatever you want. It's okay.
What are you?
Deanna?
Deanna, okay.
Okay, but anyway, I'm 18 years old, and I've never had a boyfriend before. I've never kissed anybody or anything. And, I've had opportunities, sort of, but it's like I always back out because I'm like, the idea of, say, giving somebody an erection totally repulses me.
Mm-mm.
And I'm just wondering, what does that mean?
Well, you tell us.
What? Well, I'm not sure, though. I mean, does that mean that, there's something wrong with me, or...
Not necessarily. I mean, something's going on with you. There's some reason for it, but it doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily...
just also wondering, what you would guess about it. If you're going to gamble or something.
We were getting pretty close to gambling about the being repulsed by erections part.
Yeah, I mean, just, penises in general gross me out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What would you bet if you were gambling?
I don't know. I mean, if I was gambling on me and I didn't know me,
Yeah.
I bet I had a bad experience with some kind of penis or something. I don't know.
Do you have a bunch of brothers?
I have one, but he's younger than me, and I never had a bad experience with him.
Where's your dad?
My dad?
Yeah, Dad.
Where is he? He's sleeping.
Everything's going okay there?
Oh, my dad's cool, yeah. He's just really strict.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How strict?
I can't get calls past 9:30.
Is he scare you?
My dad?
Mm-hmm.
Not really. He's okay. I know he's just trying to be a good parent.
But he doesn't get real angry and hostile and
No,
frighten you?
he's never, hit me or anything.
Does your mom give you any bad feelings about men?
Oh, my mom is totally nuts. She lives in England.
Ah, what's going on there?
Well, she left, 2 years ago.
Yeah. To do what?
To, go off and live with some guy, I guess.
What's going on there? Hold on a second.
Okay.
My mom lives in England. Oh, yeah. What's going on there? She left 2 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well,
So what's wrong with her? She's living with a guy in
You
England.
said she's totally nuts. What does that mean?
Okay.
well, she's, schizophrenic and stuff.
Is she
Okay.
schizophrenic?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'd say.
Well, you're not being a psychiatrist at all.
No, I've studied psychology.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't make a diagnosis of schizophrenia.
No, she's, been told... Other people have told me that about her.
Well, she may be using schizophrenic like I use gay.
Right.
Like, hey, that's so gay. Come on.
Right, that's right.
Well,
You know
I
what
don't
I'm
like her. Well, I'm glad
Is she
she's gone. for one thing.
Maybe bipolar or something like that. Manic
Well, that
depressive.
too.
All right, so you don't like your mom.
Right.
You're scared of your dad's penis a little bit.
Oh, no, not my dad.
Well, he's attached to his penis.
Well, Well, he is, but I never had any bad experience with my dad's penis. I've never even seen it.
Okay.
All right. Well, we can't quite. There doesn't seem to be any general issue here that we can kind of tap into easily.
Okay.
Obviously, there's some stuff going on with your mom.
Okay.
You know, at the
I used to have this big fear that I'd go nuts because she did.
A reasonable fear, depending on what the diagnosis is. I mean, there are certain things like bipolar illness can have familial predispositions, and they're very treatable. It sounds like she has been sort of resistant to getting any kind of treatment, which is unfortunate. If you obviously are someone that would be sort of tuned into that and anxious about it and get help if you needed it. I don't think that this necessarily has anything to do with that, but you're going to have to kind of look past that repulsion you have, and I think things will kind of take care of themselves.
Well, God bless her for moving out of the country. This is the policy I'd like to have.
You want all nuts
right
out.
Before everyone goes nuts, move to England.
All right.
You blend right in. Please.
All right.
Nobody will know you're nuts over there.
But in any event, you need to kind of realize that repulsion may be just a way of staying away from people, getting close to people, and maybe you have some abandonment issues left over from your mom.
Stan.
Hello?
You're 31, Stan.
Thank you. First of all, I want to compliment you guys on a really great show. I've been listening for about, 6 months.
Thank you, Stan.
And I enjoy it. My question is this. My daughter is almost 3 years old, goes to a daycare. We really like the daycare. It's an in-home. And everything goes really good. The husband of the person who does our daycare, kind of, in two different instances, 2 times we've been in social gatherings where we've been around him, he kind of seems to have his relationship with his oldest daughter, who is in 7th grade, seems to be kind of strange. Now, and my wife and I have both gotten kind of a strange feeling about it. Not when we talk to him personally, he seems like a really nice guy, and I don't have any problem with him. As far as getting like a weird vibe from him, as far as having inappropriate contact with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But when he is with his oldest daughter, it almost seems like a spousal relationship. It's like kind of flirtatious in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And the question I'm having is, I'm really close with my daughter, who is the one who's almost 3, and I could see the possibility at that age of still wanting to put my arm around her or hold her hand or hug her or whatever. So I'm struggling with the idea of going back and forth between whether or not it's inappropriate or maybe they just have a really good relationship.
They don't have a really good relationship. I will tell you that for sure. But
How do you know?
Just judging by what he's describing, there are poor boundaries in that relationship, and they, this girl is going to have trouble because she's involved with her dad, and that way her dad is look. When you're a parent, you're not the friend, you're the parent. Okay, you're not the boyfriend, you're not the friend, you're the parent. It's a specific job with a ton of responsibility, and it's not fun, and it doesn't make you feel good a lot of the time, especially around that age. But with those kinds of lousy boundaries, doesn't mean he's necessarily abusive to her per se.
Right.
In an overt sense.
He
but
could just be hamming it up a little bit. Don't give me that.
No.
A lot of guys and women and men, a lot of people with their kids when they're teenagers or a little bit older, they try to do that. Hey, we're buds, and they talk about sex, or they talk about rock bands, or they talk about teachers, and they try to give that impression, especially in front of other parents sometimes, that they're hip and that everything's really copacetic between them and their kids.
That is something that the last 20 years of parenting taught parents they were supposed to do, and it was exactly the wrong thing. Although
Drew doesn't even talk to his kids. He just tells the nanny.
I just grunt at them.
Tell Paulina I'm very proud of her, and then the nanny in broken English repeats that to Paulina. Is that how it works, Drew?
Tell Mrs. Pinsky to tell Paulina. That's what I say.
All right, sorry.
But listen, I don't want to pass judgment on that sort of relationship, but and it doesn't mean you have to be disturbed. I in general believe you should follow your instincts thoroughly, especially when it involves who you have supervising your kids.
Right.
So just kind of keep an eye on that.
Right. Well, the thing is, I mean, the woman who watches them, I really feel good about, and I really.
Well, all
right. But realize she's married to the guy you don't feel good about.
Right. And we just realized, we just found out, in fact, recently, about a month ago, that her family of origin is messed up, and we don't.
Well,
I don't know all the details.
Stan, I would be just about. I'd be very cautious. I would be enough for me to back out.
Listen, I wouldn't mind dropping my kids off at a pedophile's place, but I want them to pass along a little discount. I mean, if you're gonna go to a second-rate place, at least it should be cheaper. You know what I'm saying, Drew?
Keep going.
I found this thing in the article, so let me just finish here. This is the Rolling Stone article that mentioned us, but then mentioned we didn't want to be interviewed. Loveline declined to be interviewed side by side with Love Phones. Dr. Judy explains it this way. We feel there is no show like ours. They do their thing, we do our thing, and it's totally different.
That's true.
Then again, but here comes Rolling Stone. The genius is Rolling Stone. Then again, not exactly. Each is hosted by a medical professional and has a DJ sidekick.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, like Dracula looking at the sunrise, that DJ title. DJ is nice for jackass. It really is. There's really no lower form of employment than DJ.
Now, come on. We have a lot of friends in this business that...
I know, but they're all idiots. Come on. Please. But believe me, if the radio wasn't invented, most DJs I know would just be out like gathering manure. They really would. Most everyone in the radio business. And I'm not just talking about DJs. I mean, I'm talking about GMs and program directors, the brass. If radio wasn't around, I mean, if they were born like 75 years earlier, or Marconi or Tesla, were stillborn or something, they'd be screwed. I mean, let's face it. A DJ is just it's an appalling term. Plus, what's DJ? What did I ever do?
I know. Have you ever played music in your entire career?
No, I don't even know how to work anything.
Yeah, right. I mean, how could...
How can I be a DJ? I've never played a record in my life. Right. And I've never, that's the other thing. Remember I was telling you about, you read these articles and they're just totally full of crap?
Yeah.
I've had one that says, long-time L.A. DJ, Adam Carolla. Long time what? I've never done anything before this show. I've never had a radio gig before this show. I've never played a record. I've never been in another city. I've never been on another station. This is it. I want to introduce you now to the only person I've ever worked with on the radio. Go ahead and talk, Drew.
Thank you. Nice.
There you go.
Nice to meet you.
All right. So, I am not a DJ. Thank you. Now, sidekick. Oh.
That you are, though.
How can a sidekick do 85% of the talking on a show? How does that work?
Sometimes they're going to surgical team.
The please!
It's like at the last minute and does the complicated strike, and then you pull back, and let everybody else do it.
This is like we're doing an interview with the offensive guard from the Miami Dolphins, and we're going to refer to Dan Marino as a sidekick because he's not on the offensive line. Oh, it's painful. All right, now I've done enough offending of brass and colleagues. All right, let me just sell this call real fast, please. Linda.
Yes.
Hey, you're 33.
Yes.
You don't look at me as a sidekick, do you?
No, not at all.
Okay. What's your question?
Thank you for taking my call. Dr. Drew, I was wondering if there's anything new in the medical field regarding breast reduction surgery. Something a little less invasive.
Oh, you want me to answer this?
No. Okay. We're going to go to break.
Okay.
All right? Just tell me how big they are before we go to break.
Oh, this... should know why you went...
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to tell you 34 double D because I'd like to leave you with that vision during the break.
Uh-huh. But you can't preface it that way. Now I think you're lying.
No, we're 34 double D.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay. How much you weigh?
About 125.
Okay, good. How tall are you?
5'2".
You should, what do you say, 5'5"?
5'2".
5'6"?
5'2".
Okay. She doesn't know good radio, I'll tell you that. Well, we're coming back anyway.
Hi, this is Tom Arnold, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam, what's his name? Carolla and Dr. Drew.
All right. Didn't we just hear that one last week, Mike?
Yeah, but that one's music to my ears. I got to keep hearing that one.
That's an evergreen?
It just reinforces the sidekick position that you should feel you're so lucky to have taken.
All right, I'm getting out of hand. I'll admit that. But please, sidekick. Oh, for Christ's sake. And Drew getting top billing everywhere we're going.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Believe me, that is not something I'm comfortable with.
Well, good. Why don't you speak up about it and we'll see what we can do, because I'm comfortable.
No.
And by the way, it's, I don't know if you know this, but it's Dr. Drew and Adam.
I know, it's like Penn and Teller.
Yeah, I'm the one who talks and I go last. All right, anyway. Speaking of that, there's something I want to talk about. We're talking about it off the air. on Thursday. But, we did the Keenan show last week, and we did the Vibe show like a few weeks before that. Or maybe it was a month before.
We're going to be
that.
doing them both again on the same week.
Yeah, I don't think they'll let you do that, by the way, Drew.
By the way, we're booked for both.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen.
All right.
You understand?
All right, it's fine. I don't care.
I only got so much black humor anyway.
All right.
But the point is this. They modify the sofas.
Oh, yeah.
See,
no, we talked about this on the air last week.
No, we were talking about it. We were talking about it during the break, I remember.
Right. Yeah, right.
Or if we did talk about it on the air, it was at the end of the show.
Yeah.
It bears repeating. But no, we were talking about it during the break with
Ann,
and Victoria. They do something to the sofa at these talk shows because normal sofas are meant to be comfortable.
Right.
That's why they're the sofa.
Right.
You relax. You sit down and you relax. And you don't sit up. And you're not as funny when you're, I don't know what posture has to do with comedy. But the point is they don't want to be sitting there looking at the back of your nuts, while your knees are up 3 feet higher than your head. And that's how I get. And by the way, that's why I think every manufacturer of this death trap called the futon should be sued. We should get a big class action lawsuit going because these futons, you sit on a futon. They say the big draw on the futon is you can sit on it and sleep on it. Here's the deal. You're miserable.
Well, you can't ever get up. That's why. You have to sleep on it.
You have to sleep on it. That's right. It's like you've been trapped under a girder or something. You'll sleep there until the paramedics get the jaws of life and get you out of that thing. You sit on a futon, 5 minutes later, your ass is higher than your head is, and you're looking at the ceiling. This is how sofas are for the most part, too. But here's what they don't tell you. So what they do on all these shows, at least as far as we can tell, and I don't think we do it on our show, by the way, Drew.
No.
You know why?
They tried to do that at one point, by the way.
Did they?
Yeah.
I think it would involve effort, and people just screw it. By the way, us modifying our sofa so people sit up straight went the way of the pre-interview on our show, which is, screw it. Adam will deal with it when they're out there on stage. Because all these shows, we get the hour pre-interview as well, which doesn't seem to exist when we do our show. But anyway, enough whining. So what they do, like on the Vibe show, they put an ironing board or something underneath the sofa. You didn't hit, your ass did not hit pillow. It hit ironing board. Yeah. And your ass was surprised when it hit it too.
Yeah.
Now the Keenan show, what they do on the back of the sofa's back about 3 feet further than it should be.
And remember, if you notice, the pillow you sit on is like chiseled styrofoam. Right. It's just some kind of rock or maybe marble or something you sit on.
By the way, for a 5-minute segment, I can sit up. I really can.
You just got to tell you to do it.
Especially if I'm briefed. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I know I'm on TV. What are we doing? Sitting around passing a joint around at a Bob Marley concert with Keenan? We're on a TV show. Even I can sit up for 5 minutes, but they're going to make sure that's physically impossible. But they don't say anything. So it's the funniest thing in the world because you go out to the TV and, hey, how you doing? And the band's playing and you lean back and your ass hits the sofa and I almost fell over backwards because there was no back on the thing. And then there's the whole readjustment and acclimation period, which is what happened to the sofa. And I'm going to have to sit a little differently now. So here's my only thing. Just tell people.
Yeah, just
tell
sit
people,
up.
hey, it's a weird...
Sit up.
No. Or just tell them, hey, we modified the sofa, so be careful. Don't sit down too fast.
Right.
It's going to hurt. All right. Where were we?
Five.
Okay. Linda.
Yes.
You're 33.
Correct.
You're 34 double D?
Correct.
5'2", 122?
Something like that.
And we'll go up to 130.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not that.
Really?
No, not at all.
125?
No more than 125.
Okay. Even, when you're retaining water?
No.
Okay.
All right, and you're looking into some kind of reduction. Have you had children?
Oh, no.
Is your intent to do that?
No.
You lesbian?
No.
I'm curious, why not?
I may change my mind when I'm 39 or 40, but not at this time in my life.
Because why?
Because I'm into my career and everything, and I don't want to.
Yeah. Well, what about your kid's career?
What is your career?
Excuse me?
What's your career?
A manager in an office setting.
Okay. I'm sure there are...
I'm not married either. So
yeah, I understand. I'm sure there are things going on out there that people might be trying, like in terms of liposuction or God knows what. But the only procedure I'm familiar with being done is the big T scar, the inverted T.
Do they is it just fat they take out?
Basically, yeah.
Now, what about the thing where they liquefy the fat and suck it out?
You heard me talk about that.
No.
Marcel.
No.
Well, there is an ultrasound.
I got a TV set.
Well, there's an ultrasound where they're going to be able to liquefy large amounts of fat and suck it out. That's
right.
That's not been approved yet, to my understanding.
Well, what about something like that for the breast?
Again, I don't know of anyone doing that.
They liquefied, suck it right out the nipple.
And you know, if you it'd be pretty funny looking if you didn't take out.
It needs like a soldering iron and a shop vac.
I would think it would look pretty funny if you didn't take out all the tissue. If you just took out the fat, because there would still be a lot of other tissue up front there that would look peculiar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very dangerous procedure. 1 out of every 3 women that gets it is either paralyzed or a fatality. I don't know if you knew that.
I was just wondering if there was anything less invasive, more like
not that I'm aware of.
Type of thing.
Not,
I haven't heard of anything.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Good luck with the breast.
Thank you.
You know, another thing. This question reminded me of something that happened over the weekend too. Is these women were coming up to you and asking you to sign them.
Yes.
Which was Mike. He was one with it was bizarre. It was the Adam West syndrome. And I thought it was very bizarre. And yeah.
Thank you, Adam.
And I wouldn't do that. And they were like amazed, shocked. I mean, I thought it was so inappropriate. And I asked some of these women, what is this?
They wanted me to sign their belly or their chest or
what
something
did you think
like
that was all about?
What do you think it was about?
Yeah, why?
They didn't have a
what do you
picture.
Think, what do you think they were thinking when? No, they did, because you had them right there.
Well, it's devotion. That's what it is. It's more personalized. You're touching their skin. What do you mean? What it's?
I don't know what motivates that.
It's been going around for a long
I've
time.
never heard of it. I've never seen it before till yesterday. And I asked them, what is it? And they go, and here was the answer I got.
Jimi Hendrix only signed boobs.
Well, here was the answer I got. I don't mean anything by it. How could you think this is anything sexual or wrong? And the only reason I want to do it is so I can get a picture of it on me.
I never even thought about the picture part, but that's a good idea.
But the girls I interviewed about it were amazed that anyone would consider it a sexual thing. Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah, you mean like signing their breast?
Yeah. No, I don't mean anything by it. Why? Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. Don't take offense. I didn't mean anything by it. Like it was nothing.
Well, listen, Drew. This has been going on for a long time.
I've never heard of it.
Well, you're totally out of the loop.
Well, obviously.
You're the guy who thought Freebird came out in 1985 and was by Wham. All right. Hey, Engineer Mike. Yeah? We're running late for break, but yeah, I know. Can we hear the Adam Shuffle? Because we got a whole bunch of requests for this while I was there, and Engineer Mike doesn't like to play it because he didn't do it, and any project that he doesn't directly get involved with, he deems as amateurish. But I thought it was good, and a lot of people want to hear it, so why don't we give the Adam Shuffle
I have a beef with Engineer Mike. He is the fire starter.
These are actually all insulting to me. Adam sucks. Adam is a loser. I took baths with my sister like into my late 20s. I took baths with Dr. Drew like into my late 20s. My boyfriend and I have sex at least twice a week, and he doesn't wear a condom. I was 15 and having sex with 24-year-old men via the computer. I put my hand down Dr. Drew's pants. Then the orgasms come fast and frequent. Where does my penis end and where does his begin? And whose nuts are these anyway? I love schlong. You faggot? That's something my mom would say. Sex with mom is weird. I was in the deep end of a swimming pool, and I was cornered by two haunchy elderly women who beat me with my own genitalia.
By the way, he'd always described his mother and grandmother as haunchy.
Engineer Mike, shut off Drew's microphone. I molested a youngster on a couple of occasions. Here's what my shrink told me. Faggot, better run. I put the snake in the dog's ass. Here's what my shrink told my mom.
Beat the gay out of him.
I don't wax my butt, and I do not shave my butt. I have pruned my butt on occasion. Could I drink the contents of Dr. Drew's penis? I'm Adam Carolla. I wanted to explore my ass over there. How big is your butt? Drew looks cool, but Adam looks like a dork.
Adam, please.
Adam, please.
Engineer Mike, shut off my microphone.
Stuff like this makes me sick.
Oh, see, that wasn't so bad.
Okay, Adam, please.
Yeah, we haven't heard that in a while. And Engineer Mike, I talked to a lot of young, zealous computer nerds who said there's more to come. So be prepared for that. All right, Drew, sell the hell out of the next call. We'll go to break.
We'll talk to Mike, who feels like he's still on pot, even though he has stopped smoking. All right?
No.
We'll go to Jeremy, whose girlfriend feels pain in her bladder after sex. How about that?
And we'll talk to Mike.
Yeah. Rhymes with gorilla.
He was doing it in the squiggy voice. Leave him alone.
Hey, Mike was playing me some more of these tapes. There's some more Adam Shuffles back there.
Oh, there is?
But nobody really gets the knack of hitting the beats the way Mike does. You know what the ones he's done for me?
Yes.
He just can hit the music properly.
Mike isn't as stoned as a lot of our listeners are.
But he finds us speaking in the tone and beat of the music and dials it in.
Well, that's why he's Mike, the one-nut wonder engineer. I mean, these people are all fledgling engineers, but Mike has arrived.
Is an engineer lower than a DJ?
No. I'd say that's
a viable skill.
Oh, okay.
DJs don't have viable skills. The engineer, there's actual, I don't know what they do, splice tape, push buttons, that kind of thing. No, that's higher. That's higher than management. That's higher than talent. That's higher than everybody. All right, let me give a quick message out. I know this is going to sound weird, but when I got home from San Jose today, there was a message on my machine from Dickie from the Boss Tones who called. And actually, Dickie's one of the few people that sounds worse than I do over the phone. Yeah, it's Dickie from the Boss Tones. I mean, it sounds like crap.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, everyone that calls me, I sound bad. Everyone that calls me says, did I wake you up? No.
Yeah.
I just won the lottery. Oh. Because you sound like you were asleep.
No, you're terrible at phone.
But anyway, Dickie called. Dickie didn't leave me his phone number, but Dickie just said they were going to be in with their tour or something around the 21st or 22nd and wanted to come on the show. I have no way of getting hold of you, Dickie, or any of the Dickieettes out there who may be listening and want to pass this message along to him.
But come on up here.
Producer Ann is on vacation for this week, so I guess if you called K-Rock, the mother station you could talk to Lisa.
Yeah.
Or Sherry, but do something. I'm not calling you back because you didn't leave me your phone number and I don't know where you are. Okay. Did that cover it?
Let's go.
All right. Mike.
Hi guys. How you doing?
Good.
Thank you for having me on. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Our pleasure, Mike.
Thank you. Yeah, basically, last 5 days, I felt like really clouded, almost feeling like the day after of like really toking up the night before. The thing is I haven't smoked for like 3 weeks now. And even then, I wasn't smoking much.
How much is not much?
Like once or twice a week, if that. And it's been like a year since I've smoked.
Oh, wait. You haven't smoked any pot in a year?
Well, no. I smoked like sporadically this summer. But like through the last year, I was up at school, and I was really just concentrating on my studies, and I didn't do anything. But the last 5 days, I just really felt like really lethargic.
Yeah, you got to be much more specific with me. When was the last time you smoked pot?
3 weeks ago.
And how many times before that had you smoked?
Like a couple weeks before that.
All right. And 3 weeks ago when you smoked a lot of pot, was it a lot?
No.
Okay.
No. I definitely, I can't smoke how I used to smoke.
Okay. And when did you stop feeling foggy?
About 5 days ago.
All of a sudden, just suddenly?
Yeah, and I mean really lethargic, really just like I can't concentrate, I can't think properly.
Have you been depressed or anxious or anything?
Definitely been feeling a little more down. Getting a little more anxious now just because I don't know what's up. I went to see the doctor and I had a TSH test.
Which is the right thing to get. Make sure your thyroid isn't off.
And it was normal.
Okay.
Like everything was normal there.
Okay.
So, but I just wanted to, maybe get your input here and see.
Well, I don't think it has anything to do with the pot. And you've been drinking heavily or anything?
No, I don't drink.
And your moods have seemed okay. They're not way off.
I definitely in the past have a predisposition for mood disorders.
Is there anyone in the family who has severe mood disorders?
Oh, bulimia, or anorexia, depression.
All right. So maybe this is a more significant biology that's operating now. Maybe a real depressive illness is starting to come on.
You gotta get back on the weed, my friend.
Well, it's possible. I mean, I would. No. It's possible that it's depression. But the first order of business is to rule out a real medical condition. And so I would follow up with that doctor, try to get make sure that the physician has ruled out every potential medical problem. And it's such a vague symptom, fatigue, especially in your age group. I would take it very seriously. But it's a common symptom, and most commonly it's due to something at least related to depression.
But let me say this. That being said, I have my entire life, and still am and do, have weeks where I'm off, days when I feel like I'm dragging around a sled chocked full of lead.
But you're the poster child for depression.
Yeah, I don't know if it's depression.
Well, I'll tell you
maybe
what.
I am the poster child for depression, but I'm sure not depressed that much for a guy who's on the poster.
But
a little depressed about being on the poster, Drew.
You and I have done some bizarre traveling the last couple of weeks, and both have
Yeah,
felt,
it does kick your ass.
Yeah.
But even then, I can never chalk my condition up to too much. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I know when I don't sleep, I feel pretty badly. And what Drew and I do, sometimes we don't schedule in sleep, and it ends up biting us in the butt. But, you know, I'll drink a cup of coffee and go to sleep. I'll sleep 10 hours and feel like crap in the morning sometimes. I'll sleep 4.5 hours and feel great in the morning. I'll have a whole onslaught of good news and feel lethargic and feel depressed. I'll have a little bit of bad news and feel energized for some reason.
Some of this may be your unique biology. Some of it may be psychological issues.
I think everybody's this way.
Yeah.
I mean,
some of it could be sleep patterns. I mean, there's lots of things that can come to bear on this.
Right. Here's my point.
Some of it could be your deviated septum, frankly. I mean, you may be having impaired sleep.
I've always have impaired sleep.
But you don't go to sleep. That's part of your problem. But you may be having dysfunctional sleep, rather non-restorative sleep, when you actually are asleep.
I always do. I mean, I always wake up 5 times a night and all that kind of crap. I know it's not good, but what am I supposed to do?
Did they suddenly just cut off the supply of oxygen to this room? It's got so stuffy.
Well, you were talking about my deviated septum. Now I'm having trouble breathing. I'm actually counting my breaths in between speaking. All right, here's all I'm saying in a nutshell. I think people have little rhythms and little patterns. I don't think it has to do with the moon. I don't think it has to do with the tide. I don't think it necessarily has to do with how much pot you smoked the month before. I don't think it has to do with the beef you have with your dad or your mom about childhood. I don't think it has to do with anything sometimes. I think sometimes you're energized and sometimes you're not. And I can tell you the one thing that will help and get you energized is doing something you like in life.
Yeah.
That's all I can. Yeah. That's all I could ever chalk it up to. I always have energy to do what I'm excited about doing, and I rarely have enough energy to do the drudgery.
Yes.
The tasks that I loathe in life. Okay. Michael.
Yeah. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. You're 30.
Yeah. I've got a friend. She's dating a guy who just recently got diagnosed with lymphomic cancer. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering what the process is for treatment and his hopes for recovery.
Well, you're probably not going to be able to answer all the questions I need answered, such as what cell type is it?
That I couldn't tell you.
What stage is it?
This is just information I got.
Is it a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, or is it Hodgkin's disease?
I think it's non.
And each of these has a different prognostic implication. Okay, most lymphomas are in fact treatable. Some are curable. Bone marrow transplant, heavy chemotherapy is part of the sometimes part of the treatment protocols.
What's lymphoma? Type of cancer?
Lymphoma is a cancer of the lymph cells, lymphocytes. And lymphocytes go through transformations that activate them into immunologically active tissue, so they can attack whatever's invading the body. And basically, cancers occur as a result, we think, of some disruption of that normal progression. So at some point in the progression of an evolution to an activated lymphocyte, the evolution stops and these cells just start growing out of control at that particular stage of evolution. And it's an aggressive and sometimes dangerous cancer. Some of these cancers, these more small cell lymphomas, can live with for years without any treatment. The larger cell lymphomas are very aggressive and very deadly, but respond better to treatment. So it's a very complex field. They can be treated, and it is certainly amongst the curable cancers.
Melissa.
Yeah.
And this is why, by the way, I would have difficulty being side to side with the Love Phones organization. Uh-huh. It's not being able to address the real health issues of young people. And you understand what I'm saying?
You're saying that most young listeners are stricken with cancer?
No, that I hate that we get thrown in the soup with love doctors. That makes me nuts.
Hey,
Okay.
all right. You're in with the love doctors. I'm in with the DJ sidekicks. Good. Enjoy. Oh, all right.
Melissa.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Now I'm hanging up on you.
Okay.
Wow. Jesus Christ. What's it take to get people to talk? Hey, Melissa?
Yes.
All right. Still don't like your tone. L'Oreal.
Yeah.
Is that your name?
Yeah.
All righty. You're 19. What's going on?
I can't be in like a relationship or a dating relationship with a black male.
Are you a black woman?
No.
All right. So?
What happened?
About a year ago, I got
over and over again, really. And I'm sure this is just part of that behavior.
All right, listen, L'Oreal. We'll get to the bottom of this whole dating a black guy and rape and Drew's intuition and everything else. We got to go to break, and we will polish this one off after this.
Hi, this is Adam. Please leave a message.
Hello, my name's Dickie Barrett. My name's Joe Gittleman. We're in the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Oh,
that is what you sound like on the phone. Not just your tape recorder, but when I can't tell the difference between your tape recorder and your real voice.
I'm a little slower in real life. That engineer, Mike, his genius knows no bounds. He really amazing. Just putting that together. What a pro. All right, I'm Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, and we'll be back in 10 seconds. Yes, Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew. Name of the show, Loveline. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Tomorrow night, Sugar Ray, maybe. Insane Clown Posse will be in here on Tuesday. That's the rap band that Disney dumped off their label because of, well, listen, when you sign a band named the Insane Clown Posse,
right?
Come on.
They're from Detroit, right?
Yeah, they're from Detroit. Yeah. Hey, you got to know what you're in for. Yeah. Come on now. And then Fiona Apple will be in here at the end of the week, who Drew is smitten with.
No, she's great. Listen,
you're into Fiona.
I like Fiona. She's very. No, I'm not into her. I admire her. You know what's interesting?
Here's the thing: is you seem guilty when you try to claim not to have genitalia that way. She's a very attractive, talented young woman.
Here's what's interesting about her is
you can't admit that you're a little bit attracted to her.
It's hard for me to admire somebody at the age of 20. I really admire her.
She's 20 now.
I understand that, but I've admired. I think her
birthday was it yesterday?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just saying, if you were single, you'd go on a date with her, wouldn't you? Just sure. Yeah, you could talk. Couldn't you? I mean, you're a little bit older. But then, she's an old soul. Just admit you like her. You like her. There's nothing wrong with that. That's healthy.
Really
it just means you're man.
It really isn't one of those things.
No, you're so far away from yourself, Drew, man. You don't even know where you are anymore, man.
Man, when you talk to me like that,
man,
I don't even know you.
I don't even know you, man. Boy, I tell you, man, that wife of yours got you brainwashed.
Let's go.
Seriously. All right. Is this what we're talking about?
No.
What? 6?
Yeah.
L'Oreal.
Yeah.
All right, you're 19.
Yeah.
You were raped by a black man.
Huh?
Recently.
A year ago.
It was a friend rape.
Yeah.
And you were raped once earlier when you were 11 years old.
Yeah.
What happened when you were 11?
It's hard to explain. Like this guy, he was my friend's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And we were watching movies in...
How old was your friend?
15.
And so you're 15 hanging around with an 11-year-old.
Let me guess, he was 19.
Yeah.
Give me another $1.
No, I'm not going to give you... For Christ's sake, Drew, I can't give you $1 for every time you have some feminine intuition. All right, so the 19-year-old raped you when you were 11.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the point is,
what the hell is going on through a 19-year-old's mind?
Well, look, something horrible happened to him, but what's had happened to L'Oreal to let her feel comfortable around a 19-year-old abuser? You understand? What was she doing there in the first place? Why was that
what's up with your dad and your folks and all that?
My dad's a jerk, and my mom lives far, far away.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about when you were 11?
What did he do to you? Your dad?
My dad? Nothing.
You sure?
Well, he beat the crap out of me, but that's different.
That would be... No, it's not different. That would be doing something to you. Abuse is abuse. And
that's physical abuse.
Of course, right. And, when you're physically abused by somebody close to you, somebody who is responsible for your security and your sense of well-being and self-worth, you'll tend to have a reaction to that. And this is one of those reactions. So it all started way back with your dad physically abusing you. Okay. Then you got raped at 19, and really that's a sexual... When you were 11, rather, by a 19-year-old, that was your first experience of sexual abuse. And I bet you had a bunch of bad relationships after that, too.
Yeah.
So you only get hooked up with abusers, and you only feel comfortable around abusers.
No, that's not true. That's the only 2 people that have ever been abusive.
Well, what about the relationships that you were in that were abusive?
I've never been in a different, besides the 2 times I got raped.
I've never been in another abusive relationship.
So your boyfriends have all been Prince Charming.
Well, not Prince Charmings, but
They've been good guys.
yeah,
And you couldn't tolerate it and dump them?
yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, that's the other side of that
That's
coin.
the other one. All right, so you're saying you cannot trust black men anymore because the black man raped you.
I don't know if it's just
What was the color of the 19-year-old guy?
white.
Well, you're just going to have to go out with American Indians and Eskimos. I mean, what about not trusting white guys? The white guy's the guy who raped you when you were 11.
He was the real.
He was even worse.
Yeah, the horrible guy.
I don't know. It's just it all came back now because my roommate's trying to set me up with this black male that she works with.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell her to shut up, that I'm not interested, she just keeps like leading him on and telling him that I am interested and leading him to think that I am interested. And it just makes me more and more mad.
Well, all right, but it's not necessarily a race issue. It's an issue of communication and respect between you and your roommate. It's an issue between you and your dad or your long lost dad and your mom and your upbringing and all that kind of stuff. The whole racial end of this is the least of your worries.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
That's
I don't know. It's just black
That's
males.
it's
I
just
can't.
That's a convenient place to dump your stuff.
No.
Yes, it is.
Listen, Giddy, it is.
It is.
Oh, geez, enjoy the laughter while you can. Enjoy those laughs. Believe me.
Okay.
They ain't going to be around forever. All right, listen, L'Oreal, we really feel sorry for you. You've been through a lot. And, you know, I understand that you try to sort of keep a smile painted on through all the pain and all of that, but you've had a really horrible, tragic life so far. But you're 19, you're in one piece, and you're relatively sane, right?
Yeah.
Do you work?
Yeah, I'm a nanny.
Oh, boy.
Oh, jeez.
I hope see she should be given the discount.
Yeah.
You're not looking after any black kids, are you?
No.
No, because I don't. She'd like smother them in their sleep or something.
Kids. I look after wonderful little girls.
All right, listen, L'Oreal. Don't worry about dating right now. Worry about your own sanity.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Dating is. Here's the deal. Here's what I want to say to you and everybody. Drew, quiet down. You had that look like you might say something this hour, and I just want to stifle you for a second.
All right.
Stop trying to correct everything through another date, another relationship, another whatever it is.
Another car, another boat.
Don't move forward and try to correct stuff. It's almost like this. It's like I was at the corner of Sunset and Vine, and I lost my wallet there. Now, don't keep going down Sunset to the next intersection looking for your wallet. Go ahead and go back to Sunset and Vine and look around and see if you can solve it that way. Don't just keep going forward and trying to make it up some way. The answer does not lie ahead of you. It lies behind you. You need to work out this crap that happened to you when you were 11 with this guy. You need to work out the issues with your dad. You're not going to work it out whether you're dating a black guy or a white guy or whatever it is you're doing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Take a little time off. Your answer does not lie in a man's underwear. All right?
All right.
L'Oreal, these are not
all right.
funny. This isn't funny
boy.
material, okay? It's not funny.
Well, some of the stuff was kind of funny.
No, not funny. It's serious stuff.
I thought that was some of my best stuff.
Serious stuff.
Okay.
It may have been shrouded in quasi-humor.
Thank you. Melissa,
Yes, sir.
you're 22.
Yes, sir.
What's going on there, homie?
What is happening tonight?
People are punchy.
The nitrous reaction.
I'm doing my job, Drew. Oh, Christ, I got to get my teeth cleaned tomorrow. Oh, I am so not looking forward to that.
Well, that's understandable.
Oh, the scraping. Really, is tartar such a bad thing?
Melissa, what can we do to help you?
Well, I have a little problem. I have been dating this guy for the last 6 months, and, you know, we're really close and stuff, and I live with one of his friends. You know, he's been living with me for like the last 3 or 4 months. He got kind of like booted out of his mom's house, and I took him in, and blah, 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 blah.
Wait a minute. The way you're already describing this is kind of weird. You
Huh?
took him in,
Well, I've been friends with him for a couple of years, and
he's the friend of your boyfriend.
right.
How long have you been with your boyfriend?
About 6 months.
So this guy's been your
we
friend.
We were friends previous to that.
Is this how you met your boyfriend? Through this guy?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Continue.
And well, anyway, like I said, I've been dating this guy for about 6 months now, and my roommate just expressed to me yesterday morning, 7 o'clock, I got home from work, working 10 hours, that he was in love with me, and he doesn't want me to date his friend anymore, and he wants to start a relationship with me. Now, I've had feelings for this guy, my roommate, okay, for quite a while, but I've pushed him aside because I didn't know how he felt. He kept giving off all these little signals and little remarks, and, you know, that's the kind of friendship that we have. It's, like, very flirtatious.
Yeah, Drew and I got that.
Huh?
Drew and I have the same relationship.
You're silly.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's like...
wait a minute. I'm zany. I'm not silly. Oh, boy.
So I am kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I mean, I really care about the guy I'm with now, but I also care about my roommate.
Okay, how come you guys have been living together and nothing's happened?
Yeah, why all of a sudden? Yeah.
Well, like I said, I pushed my feelings...
No. Why all of a sudden? Huh? We know how you've been feeling. What do you think turned him
What's
all
up
of a
with
sudden?
him?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
we don't trust him.
Well, I don't know if it's that. I think that because my boyfriend and I are getting deeper into our relationship.
Well, then you've answered your own question right there. I mean, you don't want to interrupt that. You have a relationship. You care about the guy. I mean, the friend is a friend, but it's a little sort of too little, too late.
Yeah, I know. That's how I feel. And
that's it. That's it. Don't stay right there. That's it. That's how you feel. That's good enough. Just stay with that. Maybe you guys shouldn't be roommates anymore.
Oh, someone's going to slip up sexually. Believe you me.
I guess what my biggest fear is that I don't want to lose a friend over this whole situation.
Well, that's always the risk when somebody comes out with feelings and tries to.
The friendship is based on you guys being attracted to each other physically anyway, isn't it?
No, not at all. It goes, well, like I said, I've been with my roommate. I've known him for like 2 years, and it's...
How did you first meet your roommate?
Well, I moved up from Detroit.
And how did you meet him?
Up to a smaller community.
How did you meet him?
Through my brother-in-law.
And what did you think of when you first met him?
Oh, my God, I just totally adored him.
Okay, well, isn't that what Adam just said, that this relationship was based on a physical attraction to begin with?
Well, it was...
All right, but
Melissa.
you denied it, didn't you, you little hussy?
No.
I said this relationship is based on physical attraction. No. It goes much deeper than that. What was your first impression when you met, Drew?
He was such a hottie.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
No, it's
You didn't want that one on a drop, huh, on a tape?
You know what? I've given up with Engineer Mike, and he's so busy looking up pornography on the internet. The requests for the Drew drops are now completely out the window. There was 20 that I had in over the last 3 months. He claimed. Is he looking at pornography right now, by the way?
Who?
All right.
No, I'm at work.
Not you.
What?
All right, listen, Melissa. You got a guy. You like this guy. I would stay away from the roommate. Drew and I don't trust this guy. Why now? Why after 2 years does he make his move? Why does he wait until you're in a relationship with his good friend?
And he knows you were physically attracted to him, and that's where the relationship started. And had he been attracted to you in the first place, there would have been a relationship in the first place.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden, he turns it on. Something's wrong with that.
Yes.
We don't trust it.
No, it's a whim for him.
Yeah. He's on a dry spell or something, just seeing what he can...
He was up on a late-night masturbatory binge or something. She came home, caught him during his refractory period while he was, mopping his brow off with a gym sock, and he decided to profess his love. Don't trust him.
Yeah.
All right. But something's going to happen with
she
those
needs
two
to move
living
out.
together.
Yeah, she needs to move out.
Well, that's a funny thing is it's her apartment, probably.
Right. And, of course, she's in this denial state about the relationship. Oh, it's so much more than that. Not.
Dan.
Hey.
Hey, you're 20.
He doesn't respect her very much.
Yeah.
Does he?
I don't know.
Kicked out of his mom's house. Something's up with that guy.
Yeah, listen, don't harbor anybody who's been kicked out. Let me explain why people have been kicked out, because they're screw-ups.
Yeah, you don't kick out people who aren't...
I've let a few people flop on my sofa in my day. Quite a few. And you know what? They're baggage. Dead weight. Never pay any rent. screw up. They make long distance. They call those, porn chat lines and stuff. Get these phone bills like a week after they moved out. They got 65 hours at, $4.50 a minute of talking
really
to.
all class.
And you know what? These porn places are like in Aruba and stuff. They go through the Dominican Republic, and it's really bizarre. You don't know anything about this world.
Yeah.
For some reason, and somebody's going to call and tell me how this works, but I had a roommate that did this. He would end up calling like, I swear it was like Haiti or something, and then they call you back. And it's a weird thing that has to do with getting out of the continental United States and whatever. All right, anyway.
I don't want to hear about it.
Dan, you're 20.
My ex-girlfriend, we had unprotected sex. We were going out for almost 2 years, and after we had unprotected sex, she told me that she had HPV.
All right.
Now she's gone to different doctors, and they're giving her conflicting information. The one she just went to said that she could cure it and treat it where she wouldn't be contagious. And I'm wondering what I can do, how I can be treated. I've got those signs.
Well, do you have any warts visible?
No.
That's it. When you have warts, you get them treated. That's all. Why are you so upset about this?
Somebody gave me a disease, Didn't tell me. She knew it.
Warts are basically as common as saying, I'm in my 20s and 30s, I live in an urban center, and I'm having sex. That's pretty much everybody gets warts.
Hold on. Engineer Mike, put that on a drop, would you? Thank you. All right. Dan, what's going on with you? You're really broken up.
Huh?
You seem really broken up about the whole HPV thing. I mean, listen, I understand it doesn't feel good when you get a disease.
To be broken up?
Have you ever had a wart anywhere?
On my finger.
Okay, these are on your penis. Same thing.
It's like your finger, but smaller.
Okay.
When's the right time when I start getting interested in?
Well, how does he know he has it, by the way?
He doesn't. He may not have it. They can apparently...
Dan, you probably don't have it.
I would assume you have it because you're 20, you're sexually active. I mean, they're exceedingly common, and you should be wearing a condom anyway. And if you wear a condom, you will... Wait a minute. And you will... You will prevent that. You will substantially reduce the risk of exposing somebody else to this, which is really the only issue for you, because it doesn't hurt men.
What if the condom breaks with my next girlfriend? When do I tell her that I have HPV?
That's a good question.
I'm not going to answer it. Go ahead.
Well, I think people should be upfront and talking about their sexual exposures right away if they're going to have sexual intimacy.
And also, is it?
And I think you remember most women have this.
Is it transmitted?
Wait a minute. Most women do not have this HPV.
It is very common.
What urban center are you talking about?
I got to let me get the data up. I'll pull it out this week and see what
how is it transmitted? Like, can you get it orally?
Usually not. But
now, a guy can transmit it even though he may not have an outbreak.
Correct. But if you have the warts, there's certainly more virus being produced.
What about her doctor told her that she could cure it where she was?
Yeah, I don't know what the cure idea is about. You can certainly control it. You can control it.
They can't cure it.
I know of no cure.
I heard this was just a translation, but Dan.
Listen, let me make a comment here. There was an article I just read a couple of weeks ago that was talking about how perhaps the medical community did a disservice to the public by reacting so strongly to the wart virus because it doesn't have any consequence. And women, it's an issue and it needs to be controlled and dealt with very carefully. But it's so simple and so routine and there are probably only certain subtypes of the wart virus that are really a significant issue anyway. That there's just been this huge anxiety around this thing.
So I have nothing to worry about.
No. Categorically nothing.
Well, what about her?
She may have an increased risk of cervical cancer. You have to worry about transmitting it to another woman. That's it. That's what you have to worry about. But then again, this is just a way of motivating you to practice careful, safe sex anyway, which is what you should be doing, right?
And what about her? Just practice safe sex for her?
She has to practice safe sex, and she has to see a gynecologist a couple times a year. Okay?
Okay.
Common deal.
Casually, not in any kind of clinical setting.
What were you going to say? You were going to ask what's up with Dan, huh?
Dan?
Yeah.
How's everything else going in your life?
Good.
You in school?
It's copacetic.
Are you in school?
No, I'm a carpenter.
Oh, you are?
I'm going to hear it from Adam, huh?
What kind of carpentry you do?
Huh?
What kind of carpentry?
Right now, I'm just doing rough framing.
Mm-hmm. To hear Adam talk, that's not a copacetic life.
No, there's certain nobility in carpentry. You know, Moses was a carpenter. Or one of those biblical guys.
Joseph.
I can't exactly remember. What are you doing? What kind of framing?
Huh? Foundations, houses, everything.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what kind of carpenter Dan is.
All right.
What's the spread on 2x4s when you're framing a wall?
16 on center.
Okay. And what size header stock should you use on, let's say, a 3-foot window opening?
Double 2x6.
Double 2x6?
Yeah.
Up on edge?
No, flat.
Flat? How you doing a double 2x6 flat when you're framing with a 2x4 with 2x4 stock?
Overlap.
What are you talking about, overlap? Are you framing with 2x6 to like accommodate R19 insulation or something?
You're getting way too involved.
All right, so he's no carpenter. You know what you are, Dan?
What?
You're a glorified goomper.
Oh, thank you.
You're no carpenter, I'll tell you that. But you keep those bags on, and you hustle, and one day soon you're going to be a carpenter.
Or I can aspire to a job like yours.
Yeah, this is better. Pays more, and you don't. You can be dumber. All right, Dan. Your penis is fine.
Thanks.
All right. Flat 2x4 for header stock. Even Drew was laughing at that one. Flat. No, the correct answer was 4x4. Drew, you knew that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you sell the next call?
We're going to talk to Jeremy, who's been on hold for 92 minutes. A girlfriend has pain after sex.
Greetings, citizens. Space Ghost here, and you're listening to Nighttime Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla. It's swell. Experience complete enjoyment with your duder. It's peppy, fun, and informative. You can learn about your tinkies, or perhaps your wonky, or maybe why your Twinkie won't swell.
Hey, I dig that Space Ghost.
Yeah.
You ever watch the show?
I've seen my kids are into the Cartoon Network now, so I've seen a bunch of promos for it.
It's real clever, it's real different, and it's a bizarre concept, but they pull it off. And they get huge guests too.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know who's booking
Probably
that
a 2-hour pre-interview too.
All right. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Adam Carolla is Dr. And back to the phones we go. Jeremy, you're 17.
Yeah. My girlfriend and I have been having sex for about a year now. And just recently she's told me that she's been feeling pain, like underneath her belly button when I push in. And every now and then I feel popping inside of her.
Well, you're actually probably coming up against her cervix and hitting her uterus. It can sometimes flop over actually when you push on it like that, and so
what flops over?
The uterus will kind of come forward a little bit.
Oh,
and it's you shouldn't do that to her. If it's uncomfortable to her, just figure out what you can do to make that not happen.
Can't say that I've ever had the pleasure of meeting a uterus with my penis.
We wouldn't figure so, given the way you've described
full
your
4.5 inches up
yeah,
there.
yeah.
And, that's too long. Jeremy.
Yeah.
Do you have a larger penis than most?
I don't know. I've never seen another penis but mine.
You haven't? You really got to get out there and start checking out penis. You really don't know what you're missing.
Put that on a drop, please.
What's that?
Nothing.
Yeah, but don't you think? Here's my theory on the large penis. I think if you were the only man on Earth, you would still look down and know how you were hung. You know what I'm saying, Drew? I think a man has a feeling.
That's only because you are the way you are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Something just fell off the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great. You know what I'm saying, though? Don't you think you would know? Like, if you had a penis the size of a, baby's arm, and you look down there, or as opposed
you would know
to a penis size of like a chapstick.
Let's say, I would assume you would know what it was supposed to fit with.
What a funny penis you've got.
It's very peculiar.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that Rod Stewart, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. He does have a funny penis, that Rod.
You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to.
I think I would know if I had a big penis. Even if I was the only man on Earth and I never saw another vagina or another penis, I think I would know.
No?
Don't you think a guy should know?
No,
I think a guy should know. You don't think so?
No.
It's that damn school you went to. Dave.
Hey.
Hey, so wait a minute. Do we answer what's his name's question?
Just that he was going in too far.
He has to use the Adam Carolla love grommet.
Yeah, that's right.
That batting donut you put on your penis. It not only stops you from, it actually would impede upon your depth, but it gives a little spring back action, too, because we make it out of a space-age foam. Dave?
Yes?
What's going on?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll be 20 pretty soon, and I've never really had a girlfriend before. So, I mean, I had the junior high kind of, you want to go out for 2 weeks kind of thing. That was about it. But pretty much lately, I've noticed that every girl I've ever been slightly bit interested in, they'll somehow either pick it up or someone might hint to them that I happen to like them, and they'll kind of turn around and act funny, and then I'll hear after like a couple weeks after I hear that they were saying stuff about me.
Bad?
Like I don't know. I've never like that they feel intimidated by me.
You're fat.
Oh,
No.
Drew, please, you don't know that.
What is it they're intimidated by?
You know, well, I used to lift weights a lot, so I'm not a little guy. I mean, I'm about 6 foot, so you know I built like a brick house, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're gay.
No, I'm
Drew, would you let him finish talking before
have you been,
assessing your judgment?
Are you aggressive or anything?
No, actually, I'm very, very timid around women.
Mm-hmm.
But
just because I feel like I've never had the experience to, hey, how's it going,
So you have no skill with which to go up and ask somebody out or anything of that sort?
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's not that you wouldn't want to, you just don't know how to?
Yeah.
Is there anything else keeping you? Are you afraid of a relationship?
Well, I guess it kind of goes back to my mother and father.
What's the deal?
Father kind of skipped out back when I was nothing.
And?
I came up 9 months later.
Right.
So, and then probably I could say a good 8 years ago, he showed up and said, I want to be a dad. And did that every 6 months, hey, I'm buying you something to make you love me kind of thing.
Well, obviously it worked. Oh, no, it didn't, did it, Drew?
No. Not for me at all.
What's going on in the background there, by the way?
Background over here?
Yeah, you driving a Zamboni or something?
No, actually, they're scrubbing the floors at work.
Oh, they're using one of those polishers?
Yeah.
Where are you working?
I probably shouldn't say if I'd like to be here tomorrow.
What kind of place?
I'm in the manufacturing building of a corporation.
Oh, what do you guys make? Come on.
Like medical hospital equipment.
Uh-huh. Now, Drew, you make like oxygen tanks and gurneys and pee buckets and stuff?
No, actually, they make monitoring equipment.
Ooh.
It's like a Beckman or something.
That's high end. Yeah. And plus, you guys get to see... Here's what I'm guessing, by the way. You probably make a monitor that technologically is on the same par with a Sony 12-inch monitor that you could buy at Circuit City for $95.99, but you guys get to sell it for $3,700 because it's going into a hospital setting.
Well, I guess. I don't know. I
know how the game is played. All right, so anyway, Dave, here's the situation. You have no confidence. That's fine.
Well, he's afraid of relationships, too, because of all that went on with his family.
Yeah, but right now, he hasn't even got to the point where he's scared yet. I think he just has no experience and no confidence. I was in the same boat you were when I was 20.
What, Dave? What?
I'd just like to intervene that I still carry my Visa card. You get the Visa card? Virgin.
He's a virgin. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Boy, we're way out of the loop, Drew.
Yeah.
What's going on with the Visa card?
Now we know.
And it's the V card.
Drew still has his American Express card. Yeah.
Oh.
No wonder this guy Dave's not getting any dates. He's obnoxious. All right, listen, Dave. I hate to make fun of a guy who could kick my ass, so I'm going to back off for just 1 second. There's really nothing we can tell you that's going to expedite this whole thing. you have to realize it's going to be trial and it's going to be error, and right now you're at a point where you don't have a whole lot of experience, and women aren't real fond of guys who don't have a whole lot of experience. And how do you get experience without getting shot down, and what's the fast way to cut through all the pain and misery and humiliation? No fast track.
Yeah.
Just get out there, start asking people out. They'll shoot you down. You come back stronger next time. Then you start getting a few phone numbers, and you start getting a few second dates, and you start building on that, and you get a little confidence, and before you know it, you're driving around a convertible Corvette. You got your shirt unbuttoned down to your navel, and you're smoking brown cigarettes/cigars.
He also, though, needs some more sense of himself, some greater sense of himself to be able to put out there. And I don't think that it's going to be really tough for him to have an ability to go up and make those initial overtures.
I know, but
so really what he needs to do is maybe find sort of shortcuts in the intermediate term, like have friends set him up and just get yourself out there a little bit and start dating and just don't think of it in non-threatening terms. You're just going to go out and have fun. Even groups of friends, that sort of thing. Some way to sort of break the ice and get you in the door a little bit.
Right. Well, here's what I'm saying. You're going to take your lumps, but that's all right.
Yeah, no matter what.
So what? You're supposed to take lumps as guys. As humans, you're supposed to take lumps. And the people that ultimately get what they want, whether it's business, dating, whatever it is...
Took the most lumps.
Oh, okay.
You think?
Yeah. I'm just...
Took a lot of lumps.
Like to
anyway.
finish. Well, that's all. Rick.
Yes, hi.
You're 29.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Well...
What's going on over here?
What?
What's going on with you, Rick?
Well, I'm sort of like in a similar case as the previous caller because like I said, I've never had time to have a relationship. And
never had time?
Well, I think what my problem is, and I'm going to take the gloves off on this one, I think what it is I'm ugly, and the women I'm attracted to are good-looking. And because of this, I've been stampeding to every self-help book, things like how to be, sensitive, compassionate, loving, nurturing, yada, yada, yada. And I've been doing this very diligently. And much to my consternation, I found out women are pretty much like men, and they're only human. They're attracted to attractive men, and they're very... succumbed by an appearance just like most men are.
I beg to differ.
Less so.
Much less so.
Yeah, less so than men, but there is that going on.
Well, let me explain what women would like, Rick. And by the way, women's opinions or what they're attracted to changes as the years wear on. When you're dealing with women, let's say 13 to 19, 20, it's pretty much pure looks. And why not? No one's doing anything at that age. You know what I mean? It's pretty much look/style. I like a cool guy who's good looking.
/ availability.
Right.
All right. Quiet down with availability.
Right?
No. What do you mean availability?
Neighbor in your class at school.
Well, of course they have to cross paths with the
Yeah.
guy, Drew. That's
but people would not go find a way to network out of their junior high school class, right? It's just people around you.
Whoever the closest the best looking guy they could hit with a rock from their house.
Yeah, but also some of that
who they're
is
after.
what everybody else decides is the best looking guy or the nicest guy and that kind of thing too.
All right.
So.
Now, as women get into their early 20s, they start looking a little more at like style, sense of humor, and that kind of thing, personality, but it's still a lot about looks. But as women get, let's say 25, 26 and up, they're forgetting all about the look stuff. They're going with what the guy does, how the guy, what the character of the guy is, personality, vocation, that kind of stuff. So, Rick, even if you're the world's ugliest man, let's wait a minute. We've had Rick Ocasek on the show. This is not a good-looking man, this Rick Ocasek. And he's married to one of the most beautiful women on the planet. How did that work, Drew? What is that?
Money, probably, as I think.
Yeah, but you see, it's not money.
What do you call your score?
Yes, it's the number score. It's the personal rating system.
PRS, that's right.
PRS. Now, here's the situation, Rick. It's easy for guys to say women are only attracted to guys with money. That's not true. It's not the money. It's what earned them the money that usually attracts the women. Women are attracted to men who are rich, but the reason they're rich is because they've conquered the business world, and they really love that aspect of a guy. or they're successful in entertainment business, or they're are educated and have somehow parlayed that into the money. It's not necessarily the money, but it's how they've gotten the money and that process that they're attracted to, the power that comes with it or that has come before it. You understand, Rick?
I think I'm in bigger trouble now.
Because you're ugly and on welfare?
Well, no, what it is, see, I'm working right now, but the thing is, I just graduated from college, right? And it's been a year since my graduation, and I have not found a job in this career field, so I feel, like I said, that's compounding to more depression and anxiety. Like I said, I'm pretty much at the low point of
This is what women don't like.
Right.
That desperateness.
The stench of desperation.
They want somebody who can take care of them.
I wore that for many a year, my friend.
Yes, we both have
Many an unsuccessful dry year. I wore the overcoat of desperation.
They want somebody who can take care of them, not whom they have to take care of.
That's a very good point.
And
I'm fascinated by Rick and his dilemma, though.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, too. No?
He sounds like he's sucking off an ether rag while he's talking.
But it's back to child rearing.
Rick scares me a little bit. Does Rick scare you?
No. Child rearing instincts.
If you're a woman, you'd be frightened.
Women are looking for somebody who can keep the home stable.
Listen. Let's
biologically, that is.
All right. Let's not turn back the clock that far in terms of the evolution of man. Let's just go to break. When we come back, I'm going to straighten Rick out.
Hi, this is Rick Ocasek, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
I swear to God it was Rick Ocasek for about 20 years.
Now it's Karsick?
No, Rick Ocasek. Has it always been Rick Ocasek? I mean, has it always been Rick Ocasek and everyone has called him Rick Ocasek?
I guess so. I don't think he'd change. Who knows?
You know what I mean? Or is it like Demi Moore and Demi Moore, or the Cannes Film Festival, which got changed to the Cannes Film Festival?
Yeah, I don't think people would